Hello, everyone. How you guys doing? Welcome back to the official Nick Walsh TV channel. We are live once again, 2 days in a row to play some more spin and goes at the $25 stakes. If you guys are new here, that's what we do. We play a lot of spins, and we are trying to play something like 10,000 spin and goes this year to see what happens. So we're going to start blasting, and we're going to see if there's any interesting spots we can discuss along the way. If not, we'll mark them down. We'll do some review and all that good stuff. And I hope you guys will stick with us. I don't know what's going on with the hair today. Sure. In any case, I love y'all very much, guys. And I hope that we will have greater success today than we did yesterday. Let's take a look at our year so far in chips. All right, so here we go. We are winning more chips than we're losing. We are theoretically gaining EV. We're not winning enough EV. That's what we're trying to resolve now. We got to get this line a little bit higher, and it will be more respectable. That's what we're going to try and work on today. As I said before, we're going to mark down hands for review, and we're going to do that at the end of today's session. So we might learn something along the way. Let's go ahead and get our first game started. Hello, everybody in the chat. Before we get started, hello, Tom. Hello, Raksha. Hello, Florin. Good to see you guys. Hello, Tony, over on YouTube. All right, game number one. Whoa. I don't know why it's so big. One sec, guys. Sorry. Let me try that again. All right, game number one. Let's see what we can do. I know, Tony. I got to change the intro. People don't like the computer breakdown sounds. They're not so psyched about that either. Thank you for the good luck, Raksha. Appreciate that. We're not folding yet. We're going to try and take queen out of showdown if we can. Our friend here bluffing with the best hand. Seems good. Okay. I think we're all set up here. Tom says, I never minded the sounds unique to this stream and the people who need a new PC. True. This is terrifying. That saves us a lot of drama. The button is not raised folding though. The computer just made a big rev. King of poker. We're not folding, guys. This is well within our range here of hands that we need to call with against the reg. I like the guitar riff. It's like a huge wake up. We're starting now. I mean, the guitar riff is great for sure. A lot of people are not a fan of the loading screen background music sounds, not music sounds. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the hair today, guys. King high, gut shot, backdoor clubs. We shan't be folding. Double gut shot. If he bets the turn big, I am tempted to put the rest in on the turn as a semi-bluff, right? Like, we have a lot of equity. Our opponent should be barreling this turn as a bluff very aggressively, so we probably do get better hands to fold once in a while, or hands with significant equity. Let's try it. I mean, look at that, guys. 40% equity against the hero call with Queen 7. I do think Queen 7 is a good call here. I'm not criticizing the play. I think this is fine. But if he has Queen 7, he'll have all the other, you know, Queen 8, Queen 9. He'll have the bluffs. He's going to have mountains of stuff that barrels this turn that doesn't have any hand, which is great for us. The fact that we still have 40% equity on the turn when he calls with Queen 7 is a testament to how powerful that move is, right? Like, obviously, he will have an ace some of the time, sure. You'd be surprised how often regs won't. But the fact that we give the 7 a pause there is actually very cool. Because that means we are definitely getting stronger hands to fold once in a while. And we have mountains of equity when we get called, so there we go. It seems like a win-win to me. Do I still have the heads and tails thing? I'm pretty sure I do. There you go. If I have that, I still have the other ones installed. Oh. Yeah. That was honestly one of the coolest things that I've ever had made. That was one of the coolest things I've ever had made for the stream, and we don't use it often enough. Luke Zor, thank you for the follow. Florian says, I forgot that I used to flip for certain decisions in the past. Yeah, we still randomize a little bit here. Ace high like a boss. Hey, Murphy Turner, what's up? Good to see you. This guy is all over the joint. Mikey. All over the joint. Good flop. Now, given the fact that he seems to want to overbet all the time, we're going to give him some rope here. And on the turn, we should punish the spades. Shame, because we really want him to do that crazy thing when we flop the straight, right? We want the crazy moves when we're strong. It's kind of the name of the game, isn't it, old poker? It's kind of the name of the game. Little trap. Pretty stellar flop. Stellar hand, I mean, not stellar flop. And now, I think what we need to do is give him the old shock and awe here on the turn. We're going to value jam the river. Like I said, we're value jamming the river if he doesn't do it for us. All right, guys, give me 2 seconds. You're talking about the Google coin flip? I mean, that works too. Google has another randomizer. There's also a poker website that will do a like an in-browser randomizer. You can select values between like 1 and 100 or whatever, and it will generate them every 5 seconds or something like that if you want something that's not built in. That was a good game for us. I want to make another note on this guy. Mindonk was draw X and spew and mists. Cool. Next game. But yeah, this was a fun one. It was very on brand. So this went min steal, min bet, flop. We're going to try and take king high to showdown here. KT plays, baby. Got some exciting deliveries coming today, guys. We have a delivery from the skate shop. Me and Ruthie went for our first rollerblade yesterday. Didn't fall on my ass. It's pretty cool. Definitely not as smooth as I would have liked. But I think it's going to take a while to break in the skates anyway. I really don't want to set here. And also, I'm getting a delivery from a Sussex-based chili / hot sauce maker, which I might want to work with for the Bloody Mary company. Interesting. I would say don't bluff yet. Three, four, five, six, seven. I think betting this flop is probably okay. I would say probably betting is going to be fine. I think checking has a certain merit as well. This player is, I would say that unknown players are a lot more likely to like check jam a 4 or a 3 here, which is obviously not advantageous for us. And now we're going to try and get a little bit more value on the river here. If he's got a flush, he's got a flush, whatever. Interesting. Okay, we take these. We take these. My guy really tried to rep the flush, I guess. Syntax is right about this being a shopping stream. Come on, the 6. All right, interesting. So steals, doesn't bet the flop, bets small on the turn, bets bomb on the river. Okay. Still waiting for the second monitor. Don't tempt me, Frodo. Don't tempt me, Frodo. Have I ever played Chinese poker? I have, Tony, yes. Not at any reasonably skilled level, but I have done a little bit. Open-faced Chinese pineapple, I think, is what we played. Don't tempt me, Frodo. I would use this ring for good, but through me it would wield a power. Reg v reg, I think we call here. Yeah. Story checks out. This is a little bit too high up in the push-fold rankings here. Is John Edwards going to be allowed the second big screen for OBS and chat and all? John Edwards is allowed whatever. I mean, as soon as this new office is built, theoretically, it will be a shared office. And there should be more than enough real estate for both of us. There should be more than enough real estate for both of us. All right, let's go ahead and do this then. Maximize folds from the 7x deuce x. In an ideal world, we would hit the spades here. Hope that makes you happy. And I think we're going to bluff river now as well. 666, the number of the beasts. The number of the beasts. And can we get it all in with queens here? That'd be pretty spicy, right? We'd like that. We would be fully down for that. So the king is less of a concern. I would say the king is probably going to be all in pre-flop most of the time. So we're going for value against the clubs and trying to get the jack to put it in, etc. Now, question mark as to whether or not we push turn. Does our hand need that much more protection? We'll call a shove on the turn, of course. Interesting. Put the chips in very, very good. Our opponent is just going to hit the clubs. A lot of equity, to be fair. I mean, honestly, just probably pushing the turn is better there regardless. Betting one big blind is an interesting prospect. There's no more room left in the living room. 2 of these monitors would be so cool. I still love this. I'm still absolutely in love with this. Still probably one of the best things I've ever purchased. Queen high, backdoor diamonds, backdoor straight draw. Queen high for the win. That'd be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, king 5 of spades, definitely the correct call. My eyes cannot roll any further back in my head. It was a big draw, Tom. It was. Credit where credit is due. It was a big draw. Whoop. Headphones are still on. Won't take your ears off. All right, I've been given permission to open this now. I have been given permission to open this parcel. which I will now do. So shout out to Loco Skates. Loco Skates is a company here local to the south of England. They sell skates. They sell roller skates and rollerblades and everything. I believe these are protective gear for young Ruthie. I'm told that there is a present in here for me somewhere. So serious protectioners. Unless this is the secret. Well, I guess one of these is meant for me. So what I'm hearing is wait a second. I think there's meant to be something else in here that's not in here. Knee pads small, elbow pads small. Those must be for Ruth. Power slide skate carry straps. Ah. I don't see any carry straps. I think that was meant to be the other thing. Okay, well, we have video evidence that they were not inside here. Oh, wait a second. Maybe they put them in here. Nick ordering another monitor before I change my mind. We love to skate. Here they are. They are actually inside. So we can carry around our skates. Woo! Ruth got me a pink one though. I think black would have been better. Okay. Ooh. All right, big multi, please. Come on. 2x multiplier against the unknown players, huh? Tom says, I recently looked for either ice hockey skates or rollerblades for roller hockey recently, and they only seem to make them very available in my... They don't seem to make them available in my size anymore. Well, that's annoying, Tom. So what I would say is me and Ruth are really happy with the skates that we have. They are what are considered aggressive inline skates, which is like tricks and grinds and stuff. I really like the look of them. They definitely give me sort of ice hockey vibes. They're like a similar kind of cut of boot and you know, blade alignment. But they're gonna need some breaking in. We had a go the other day. It was a little bit wet and they were definitely slipping a little bit, which is not ideal. They were definitely slipping a little bit, which is not ideal for optimal skating conditions. However, I also discovered afterwards that apparently aggressive inline roller skate wheels need to be broken in. You need to skate on them so they rough them up a bit and then they have more grip. I would say probably theoretically this is good. This guy's been pretty aggressive. All right, here we go. I think at this stack depth, ace-4 is good enough. And we can go heads up against Zachariah here. But yeah, the thing that we didn't anticipate though as well is if we're skating here on Brighton Seafront, We do have like a pretty flat stretch of sort of pavement to work with, but it is inconsistent and some bits are a bit rougher than others. Now I'm going to check on the turn, and if he checks on the turn, we're going to ship the river. Okay, we're going to bang the river now. Calling for a chop, eh? I used to get them at the sporting goods store, no problem, but those aren't a thing anymore and online. They only have smaller sizes. The world's gone to pot, Tom. Anyway, the skates that we currently have set up are anti-rocker skates, so they have two wheels either side, and then there's kind of like a shape that goes like this. So the two inner wheels don't actually touch the ground. In fact, they're usually not even wheels at all. But we're thinking that for Brighton purposes, we're probably going to want to get a fully flat setup. So add the two wheels in the middle, just for additional smoothness. Jakers, thank you very much for the sub. Absolutely cooked. That is a fair number of games where we had 100% of the chips in on the river with 100% equity. I remember having to change my wheels when I would play just because of how they slide on the sport court I play on. So right, we went down to the tarmac, which should be kind of grippy. It was a little bit wet, but apparently there's a coating on them. It's like a wax coating that protects the wheels when they're in storage, and you have to kind of scrape that off first, and it started to get more grip at the end. But if you have the flat setup, all four wheels should give you more traction when you're pushing off and trying to get, and they should go faster. It should be a smoother roll. So that's what we're gonna look to do next. Well, Tom, you can come skating with us when you come visit Brighton, bud. The skate last night was pretty good. For our first attempt, I think it was actually pretty successful. Conditions weren't great, but towards the end, I did feel like I was getting the groove of it, but also the skates definitely felt like they were gripping a bit more. And I think for the sake of, like, me and Ruth probably aren't going to be grinding and stuff like that, right? So our skates are designed for that, and we could do like soul skates, like soul grinds, but not, what are they called? Boot down grinds or whatever. Yeah, we're gonna play pretty much any two cards here. Can I represent the river now? Does this guy ever fold the river? This should be a beautiful river to bluff. Never folding. Never. Should have known better. So we'll just make a little note here in future. Like I said, this is clearly like a very, very easy bluff right on this river. We have a lot of the components of what makes this a good bluff. Our opponent is indicating that they don't like the heart. They're clearly indicating that Ace-Jack feels uncomfortable with the 7 of Hearts river. They're just not folding. So a couple things to note. Number one, their bet sizing pattern will be an indication of the strength of their hand. Number two, if they're block betting, it's because they're trying to control the pot, but they're not. They're unwilling to fold. So we're good. We're good in this regard. Erebus, 44, non-believer indeed. We're still in this game though. I'd be out of breath instantly, but I miss my hockey days. So the thing was, because we were on the two wheels, on the rocker frames, and on Brighton Seafront, we weren't getting as much pace. Ruth was definitely rolling a little bit more smoothly than I was. So there was more, I was more like wobbly than I was out of breath because I wasn't getting a lot of roll. I'm trying to think of where there was a really good skate shop in Brighton. There was a really famous skate shop in Brighton that it's called Route 1. Yeah, I think it's on the brink of closing though, last time I checked. Oh, Oddballs as well, right? Okay, that's another one. Skate shoes. I'm running like God. Hands in my cold. That's more skateboarding though, this one. If that's that's the universe backing down. I'm still a problem. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's anywhere in Brighton that will do it directly. Murphy Turner says I can hardly walk straight, let alone on skates. We were doing okay. I was trying to find my sort of center of balance a little bit there. You know, kind of a couple times felt like I was falling backwards, but I was getting there eventually. Put the rent down like an empty bottle of gin. I've been broke so long when it feels like work. Now I'll rake it in. Almost when I can't rake it in. Like I'm stuck to the finger. Can we get a King High Hero call here? Pair of fives, maybe? Jager says, so you're talking about roller skates and not roller blades. Not blades.
Money's just a jacket, keeps you warm till spring. It don't fix everything, but it sure helps things. Yeah, I rake it in, chip by chip, slow and thin. Didn't come here just to almost win. I came to rake it in, stack on stack to the ceiling.
Tony says, is skating a hobby or a midlife crisis in disguise? So I can't. I want to tell you it's not a midlife crisis, but I think that's got to be true because I didn't. It wasn't my idea. Ruth decided that she liked the idea of roller skating, so she bought some, and then she bullied me into getting them, which I'm not opposed to. I'm actually kind of into it, but I think a midlife crisis has to come from within, Tony. I would say definitely a hobby. I'm excited to give it a try and try and get a bit better at it, but.
Tell to the locals when I went out to play for their bucks. But I came home from out west with nothing, and I went back out east with nothing, and I've been down south with nothing, and I can't stay here for nothing. You know I've been dreaming a while, and I can hear.
So another good setup here. So obviously a better game for us, but another 2x multi means there's just not that many chips to win, I'm afraid. Which is not ideal for our EV. I had inline blades, but there were 4 wheels just in a straight line. That's actually what we have as well, Tom. I'm not explaining myself very well. Well, actually, ours are 2 wheels, but you can have 4. It's just because it's in a rocker shape, so it's meant to be better for like grinding and stuff, which is obviously not something I intend on doing. I'm just gonna believe this one. This is fine. This is not a spot where people bluff. But yeah, Tom, ours are, if you have the flat setup, where are they? If you have the flat setup, it's four wheels in a row. If you have the rocker one, it's 2, and then there's sort of like 2 smaller like placeholder wheels that go in the middle. So the idea is that if your skate looks like that, this area is more exposed if you want to like slide on rails and stuff. Murphy says, I feel like that's more of a sensible choice of a midlife crisis. I mean, if it was going to be a midlife crisis, it's probably a very good one, right? Like not spending 100 grand on a car or taking a mistress, divorcing my wife and divorcing my wife to get back on Tinder. Yeah, I would say if you're in a relationship and you think your partner might be going through a midlife crisis and they decide that roller skating is what they're going to take up, you're doing right. I think you're doing okay. I would encourage that. I would encourage this behavior. I think once we get the hang of it, it'll be like good exercise as well. It's one of those things. It's like skiing when you haven't been skiing for ages. Like there's muscles in your feet and stuff that are just like screaming, like muscles in your calves and muscles in your feet that like you never ever use, and all of a sudden you're like balancing, and You have to sit down. I mean, I'd like to think that theoretically it means we're going to be prepared for our next ski trip as well. Feel a little bit stronger in the legs. My quads and my calves, I think, are strong, but those little twitch muscles you have in your feet and stuff is pretty savage. Tony says, when you're looking for apps to improve your skating in Brighton. Tony, I heard of that. I heard Grindr is a great app for skating enthusiasts. It probably is, to be fair. Perfect. Well done, Tony. That's a good one. I like that meme. I actually really like that meme. Brighton approves of this meme. Hey, Brugy, what's up? Good morning. How you doing, mate? Brugy says, I hope you have more luck today than you did yesterday. Thank you. That's what we hope for every day, buddy. Games so far have been a little bit more forgiving. We've had a couple. We're off to a pretty good start. We had like 3 games that we won at Showdown for all the chips, 100% equity. That puts us in good stead. Wow, we've had some blasters as well. No disrespect, be merry, but blasting over here. Don't you dare. Montemagnes, how's it going? Good to see you. Welcome back to the stream. Please have a 4, please have a 4, please have a 4, please have a 4. He's going to have misflush draws, probably. He's going to have more misflush draws than he's going to have an ace or a queen. He could be doing this with a 4 that we have out kicked. The problem is that the tray is somewhat problematic, but does that really matter that much? Let's try again. The best bit is we take like a minute and 30 seconds to make that decision, or the whole hand takes about a minute. which takes us into the next level. So all the chips that we win are worth less, like fewer big blinds now. I think in the 2x we're gonna run this one. 2x multiplier, yeah. 2x multi. Let's play fast here. I mean, a good hero call is a good hero call. Don't get me wrong, but by the time you've actually made a absolutely stunning hero call there, your chips are literally worth fewer big blinds. Game is just way too fast. The Jack 5 call here is good. Sign off on that call. 4. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Not too bad, not too bad. I don't know if you guys have watched I don't know if you guys have watched Love on the Spectrum, but James is a little bit of a legend. Not too bad, not too bad. Two X multiplier rules. 2x multi rules everywhere. This one's actually probably pretty close. I don't know this guy as well, so we're gonna chill. We're gonna chill. Two X are definitely nasty, buddy. 2x are very nasty, I'm afraid. Go on, Dennis. Give me a walk. Give it to him. Nice hand, Dennis. Nice hand, Dennis. Yawn. Tony says, have you seen Love on the Spectrum? It's the only dating show where someone can say, I made a spreadsheet about our third date, and instead of running away, the other person's eyes cool color coded. Of course I have, mate. Yeah, great show. Great show, mate. Great show, great show. Not too bad, not too bad. All right, wish me luck. Let's go. Fake flip. Let's go. I must be winning. I must be winning. He's too good. All right, I'm going to mark the 10-4 offsuit as well. It's a bit of an interesting one because I don't know. Basically, I just want to double check the pre-flop ISO is correct at the correct frequency. I want to check the continuation bet. Well played, the aces indeed, yeah. Completely fair. Completely fair.
Rattlesnake speed, shot full of venom, sidewinder lead, steer straight from heaven. Break my back just to get into the side door, sober enough just to hit the ground floor. Well, I know. My baby let me out to dry.
He's too good, guys. I can't beat him. He's too good.
She can't see why. Stood my ground in a 10-foot hole. Dug too deep just to find some gold. Backhanded sand in the eyes. Canary crying.
He's gonna die. Yeah. I know. I know. I was alone. Cool. Okay, so we play on. This volume is not going to complete itself. We got some ways to catch up if we want to get to 10K by the end of the year. I know that you can't see one. Come on, give me a big multi. Oh! You know, I really don't care about the 2x multipliers. I don't care about the multi. I just want a few chips to play with. I just want to play for reasonable stakes against these guys. Just let me win a couple bucks, please. Please.
Somebody told me God watches out for the working man. Is it true? I don't know. I only know God sure has a funny way of showing. He watches out for the working man. 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 See, it don't matter in the morning. It don't matter in the evening. It don't matter in the morning. It don't matter in the evening.
Jake is asking, are you going to miss having Stapes in the booth with you? An unbelievable amount, mate. More than you know. Hello. Thank you. Cheers. Yes, I will miss Stapes very, very much. Very, very much. I love Stapes to death. He's been a really good friend for a long time. Come on! Okay. Sensitive Tony says, hey, it's almost midnight here. Should I order a pizza and grind a table while sweating you? Yes, is the answer. I'll be online for at least another 2 hours. Something like that. Abracadabra. Queen of Spades. Let them eat chips. That's right. Famous Marie Antoinette quote. Just another bad beat for Nick. Nothing different. All right, guys, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna mark the 9-7 for review as well. Somebody was asking about the jam with the 9-7. I'm pretty sure it's fine. Yeah, this is the hand. Cool. Mark that one for review. After this game, I'm just gonna pop down and grab this parcel really quick, which you guys will no doubt I can't remember the Jack 6, guys. I can't remember. I think it's really close, but also if it's that close, I probably should miss it anyway. I'm gonna mark the 10-7 suited there as well. I think that one's really close to a push as well. All right. Yes.
4 in the morning, my shirt smells like smoke.
And we go again, I think.
Like the last bad joke. Dealer's eyes, icy says you in a fold. I've been chasing one good river through 100 nights of cold. I'm married to the cards, but the cards don't love me back. Every win just paints a target, every loss another crack. I scream at the ceiling till my voice turns into sand.
All right, guys. Be right back.
Empty with a dead man's hand. Kids in a photo, face down in my vest. Ring in my pocket, heart beating through my chest. Looks a crooked preacher talking in my ear. Son, one more hand and you'll buy back every year. Oh yeah, I'm married to the cause, but the cause don't love me back.
All right. Welcome back to the shopping channel. Welcome back to the shopping channel with Nick Walsh. Today, we will be opening another parcel. This channel is now an unboxing channel. So, give a shout out to this company because they are local here in Sussex, and this guy creates his own hot sauces here in Sussex from scratch. And this gentleman, depending on how this tastes in a minute, may become an important contact for the Reaper & Co. company that I'm putting together for Bloody Marys. Okay, packaging. This is Joe's Original Hot Sauce. hair is doing weird stuff today. 2 Joe's Original hot sauce. This is also a lesson on how to package glass for UK parcel force, and something that we might have to do ourselves if we decide that we're going to start in glass and then go into aluminium later. All right, I'm a bit worried about this. This is Joe's Sussex Spicy Chili Crisp, which is wrapped up in like a very close-fitting... It's not just wrapped up in parcel, it's actually got like a cling film on it, which has got me a little bit concerned that there's going to be ruby red wax on the inside, or ruby red chili oil on the inside of this, spilling out. But perhaps it was just a precaution. Okay, I think we're safe. Just a precaution, it would seem. So chili crisp, unlike chili oil, actually has those little bits inside of it that you eat. Trying to remember if this is the correct order. I think I ordered this wrong. Joe's English Buffalo Hot Sauce. Tangy, garlicky dipping sauce marinade. What will I put with the hot sauce? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Should we try a little bit, chat? Should we do a live reveal? I'm excited about this because I would really like to find a partner who is in the south of England, preferably Sussex, which is where we live here in Brighton. We're in the county of Sussex. I would ideally love for somebody like this to create a hot sauce that will complement our Bloody Mary recipe. Now, it might not necessarily be this sauce, because that's not what this sauce is designed to do, but I would love to imagine that somebody in the south of England is going to feel very passionately about this, and they're going to have something that's so delicious we know that we can entrust them with that recipe. Whoa, that's a lot of hot sauce. All right, I actually already got a little bit there. Okay. It's spicy. Habanero, Scotch bonnet, water, onion, garlic. Yeah, this is good. Whoa, he goes a little bit crazy here. Cinnamon, bay leaf, sugar, rapeseed oil, xanthan gum, sweet smoked paprika, dried mixed herbs, Naga chili mash. So they have Naga, habanero, Scotch bonnet in here. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. It's got a good flavor. Spicy. Protect the dining table at all costs. It's literally got... It's 3 levels of protection. Pure Gil says, how's the run today? Is this a break from poker, a bad sign? We're actually winning a little EV today. This is a break from poker, which is a good sign, because this is what you got to give the people what they want. All right, so this one is supposed to be like a buffalo sauce. Come on, bro. All right. This is English buffalo sauce, apparently. It tastes okay. I don't know if I'm getting buffalo. The problem is, real buffalo sauce is literally like Frank's Red Hot sauce with butter. So it's difficult to recreate that in one sauce, but that's still very pleasant. Right, this is the dangerous bit. This is the Sussex Chili Crisp. This is the one that actually could be deadly on the sofa and everything. All right, Chad, here we go. Okay. Okay. Yep. Yep. That's spicy. It tastes good. I don't know if it's as good as Lao Gan Ma. Rasha says, did you just lick the bottle? Yes, I did, but only on the basis that this is my bottle. Yeah, the chilies in there are hot AF. No spills. So shout out to Joe and Joe's hot sauce. I would say there's a lot of potential there. The chili crisp oil tastes really nice. The chili oil feel tastes nice. The oil tastes nice, but maybe isn't as strongly seasoned or flavored as like Lao Gan Ma. But the chili inside of the actual jar, oh my God, hot. Raksha, you're allowed to lick your hot sauce bottles, assuming they're only for you. Number one, they never go off. After a million years of being open, even. Number two, if it's your hot sauce bottle, you can do whatever you want. Oh, it's hot. Brings a tear to my left eye. Hello, Matt Wolf. Hi, Nick. What would you say is your biggest tip for improving in spins? I love the Spin Max format, and I have Lucid Poker subscription. Definitely start with your pre-flop. Make sure that your pre-flop is super solid. In order to check if your pre-flop is solid, you can get some tools as well that will help you to compare your frequencies with GTO. Once you've got the pre-flop totally locked down, it's so important. Then obviously tools like Lucid Poker will be beneficial to study your post-flop, I believe. I've not used Lucid personally. Oh, spicy. So I've not used tools like Lucid Poker before, but I'm kind of aware of them. GTO Wizard is what I'm currently using. And then, yeah, just drill. If you find a spot where you feel like your frequencies are out, drill that spot, pre-flop post, and just kind of follow the prescribed behavior wherever possible. I would say also, just bearing in mind, if you're going to study poker from a GTO perspective, for the most part, the actions that you take when the action is on you will usually be very good. So what I mean by that is, if GTO is teaching you that you're allowed to play a certain strategy when you're the first player to act, very often that will be appropriate. Whereas how you respond to the way somebody else reacts is going to have, it's going to be significant. Sorry, this is spicy. Is going to be significantly impacted on by how your opponent plays their range pre-flop. So often, if GTO is teaching you to call with a certain range or play a certain way post-flop, you need to be very careful, because that's predicated on them taking all the decisions up to that point from a GTO perspective. I'm going to check the turn as a trap. Or I'm hoping that he just rips the turn with some BS. That's good enough for me. That's good enough for me, and a fold there is absolutely massive. That's huge for the chips. That is actually massive. So, sorry if I'm not making myself clear. My mouth is on fire. Basically, if GTO says that you can do something as the first player to act, or if you're following the pattern based on your pre-flop actions, it's often very accurate. This guy just called off his whole stack with 7 deuce of spades. Okay. But just be careful of how you react to others, because the reaction is based on all the decisions up to that point being the same as GTO, which you can't rely upon in reality. 1 second. Okay, that was a good game. We have successfully managed to sneak our way into a profitable EV line. For this month, I should say. Brilliant, thank you, Nick. I believe GTO Wiz is very similar to Lucid. For long term, would you recommend spins or spin max? So I've only ever played a few spin max lifetime. I was never a fan of spin max. And the last time that I really played it properly was the previous format. So it's completely different now as far as I understand it. So I can't recommend spin max. The one thing I will say that has always been true is spin max might be one of the softest formats on PokerStars. It's not widely adopted by regs. It's not a game that many regs choose to play. Therefore, the games that you play in will be very good. Generally speaking, at most stakes. For that reason, if it works for you and you see very positive results in your long-term results in chips or whatever, you know, you can make the decision to go with whatever. But generally speaking, for me personally, regular spins are the best. Now, having said that, obviously with the changes to spins recently, so that we play this new merged format where we play 15 big blinds at the lower stakes and faster clocks and all this stuff. My ideal outcome would be to be able to go back and play regular speed spin and goes. I still think that is the superior format. I much prefer reg speed spin and goes the way that they were before. But in terms of what I would choose to play as of right now, I would play the available normal spin and goes and not spin max, but that's just me. I had a friend that was actually a huge fan of Spin Max, somebody that I really respect in poker, who I thought was very good, he is just a very good poker player, full stop. He was a big believer in Spin Max, and his thing was that he thinks it's very misunderstood and people are playing the game very, very poorly in general. Like, they don't understand how to play like the different stages of the events that are available. And if he says it, I believe it, and I do think that there is an edge there for sure. Hello, Strag. Is today going any better? I think today's going better. We can take a look at the graph so far. I'd say we're definitely having more success today in general, but let's turn on today. I think today we're probably winning chips. At the moment, this is what it looks like. At the moment, we're definitely winning some chips. We're winning some EVs. Overall. This is probably kind of close. But yeah, today going slightly better, Strag. We're making up for a little bit of run bad yesterday. We have successfully managed to win a few bucks today. So far this month. Still down though over 3 sessions or whatever it's been. This is our third. So hopefully we'll get a little bit more EV today. We'll win some theoretical dollars. Matt Wolf says, I would agree. I have a really good chip EV graph. Just feel the variance is crippling in them. It's very extreme. It is very extreme, no doubt. Ooh, that chili crisp is hot. All right, if we see a push here, we're going to call, guys. This one's not even close. It's about 3 big blinds within a call, something like that. And we just lose the flip here. No problem, Matt Wolf. Sorry, I'm not a bit more eloquent today. My mouth is on fire, trialing those hot sauces. I do like a bit of spice. But talking and trying to stream after eating hot sauce, maybe not ideal. Well, we shan't be folding. The min 3-bet is obviously scary, but we're gonna peel here anyway. For 1 big blind. Quick check. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Possibly the worst river. Very, very possibly the worst possible river. Louis loves to see it. I know, my baby left me out to dry. I know that you Yeah, the Jack 4 off call here is a super punt. Definitely too wide there. 6 bigs, no good. Deuces here, find push. Samuel M. And King 7 going to be the best hand here a lot of the time. Just try and get the King showdown, I guess. If he bets river, we might consider calling. Doesn't want to bet a 5 at any point either. Interesting. Definitely a value bet potential there. Okay. Not folding for the min 3 bet. Infinite price. And I think probably safe to say we want some tagging in this game. I'd say so far both players exhibiting patterns of behavior that are not advisable. We're going to do... I was going to say a raise here is probably not ridiculous. Okay. And I feel like this is the kind of player that will probably spaz if we give him some rope. And also the kind of player that's not willing to fold rivers either. In that case, let's just go for all of it. This will be GTO. We do have significant equity against the King Queen here. We'll mark it for review, but I'm pretty sure that this is good to go. The thing is, against the unknown player, traditionally I would have said that we can play these ones slow. In the 2x multiplier against the unknown, though, it's just been proven that we should take all of those spots aggressively because they will overfold in the big blind, which is kind of a prince. I mean, you could see even when he wakes up with King Queen, we still have like a 60-40 spot. So we got that one marked for review. We'll review that one in a little bit. Oh, that's what I forgot to do. Okay, I knew I forgot something. Let's do some labeling really quick. Sorry, just gonna do some labeling really quick, guys, on I actually already had a label on this one. Okay, let's see what we got. Juju Poker, thank you. Jackpot would be really sweet, mate. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. It would be pretty sweet. It would be pretty special. Did you just wake up from your retired person nap? Perfect. Perfect. Nice hand, nice hand, nice hand, nice hand, nice hand. Don't care, nice hand. All right, we got Nazgul. We got our best friend Nazgul. And we got this Abracadabra fellow who we've played a little bit with now at this point. As far as I'm concerned, we are about to win 1,000,000 chips. As far as I'm concerned, we are about to win the jackpot. Big bet. Goodness me. Chunky bet there. Da, 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 da. Possibly the worst turn in the deck. Okay. Could you just have 8-7 one time? Just give him a pair of 7s once. Okay, cool. Limitless is saying, do we have any profit today? I believe we do. Today, so far, we have made... Well, depending on this game, we're currently at 0 profit today. We're winning... It's not right. I was going to say, that's wrong. We're down 150 bucks, actually. I take it back. We're winning 39 ships per game today so far, but that's about all we can report that is positive on the sesh. As the US president and thief, I wasn't napping, I was blinking. So Limitless, I'm afraid not, but a couple games we might still pull it off. We are running pretty bad today. When I changed it, it was capped, but then when it displayed, it went all lowercase. I was about to mail Twitch support, but then happened to look at the settings, saw they have a particular setting that allow you to recapitalize your username. As a product person, this makes me realize the original implementation was fucked, but rather than fix that, they instead added a new setting, clumsy, but at least gets the job done. Well, Strag, can't all be pros like you, mate. Go on, give it to us. Give it to us. We will call a 3-bet jam if we need to here. School wants to take it to a flop. Interesting. King, queen, pretty much the nuts. It might be impossible to lose from here. Anything but trays. Anything but the trays, please. Oh, the walk there is so nice. The walk is so nice there. All right. Let's play cards. Let's play cards. Let's play cards.
Dealer knew my first name. Knew I'd chase it all. Watch my running little circles slide across that field. Every chip a quiet promise already dealt. I lost my last dollar.
Let's play cards.
Now my pockets feel like empty stores. All the silver turned to dust, and oh yeah, I bet my last dollar on a baby. Thought the river washed my sins away, but it just showed me what I already knew. House always gets its pay. You ask me how it's going. I laughed and said it's fine.
I mean, I know it's the right call. I know equity-wise, this is a call that we're supposed to make. Just feels annoying because generally speaking, we're always taught that we don't want to put the chips in behind, and we will be ahead with that hand. Don't get me wrong. We will actually have the best hand sometimes. This is definitely the kind of player that we want to be making the call against, and we can see like 40% equity, and we shouldn't really be giving that up. Let's play cards.
Now my pockets feel like empty stories. All the silver turned to dust, and oh yeah, I bet my last dollar on a baby.
That's right, Dankel. Pay that man his money. Pay that man his money. You can call if you have deuces.
House always gets its pay. So here I am, walking home, hands in threadbare denim. Got a busted phone, bad excuse, and a head full of sins. Gonna lay it down on the table, tell you straight, no spin. I was hoping for a miracle, baby, and I lost again. I lost my last dollar on a baby. On a good shot, dream I could
Yeah, the 9-5 suited hand is just like, it's one of these where you just think you just got to follow the rules. You don't want to do it against everyone. You want to do it against people you've played poker against. You want them to be a reg. I'm going to mark it for review. It's just one of these things where you go, computer says yes, but like, I feel like I'm just giving the game back, but I don't know. That's just my brain being stupid, I think. All right, well, we'll do some review, but I'm about 99% sure that I made the right call. And it's like not close. It's like not even remotely close. Gonna mark it for review. And if it's not remotely close, the only reason I'm even bitching about it right now is because I lost the game. Which is being results oriented, which is makes me a fish, which I probably am. Probably safe to assume. Confirm fish. Problematic. Pretty good. Definitely winning some EV today, guys. I guess that's kind of just case in point. The 9-5 suited call, we lose almost nothing in EV there, despite it costing us the game, probably. Impossible to say, though, right? If we fold that one, then obviously we are in a... if we fold that one, we are not guaranteed to have won. PRR Santos. Don't know this guy. That's better. Okay, heads up against the unknown player, and let's see what we can do. Do, 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 do. Finally, yeah. Start the count, Tom. Start the clock. Start the timer. Okay. Yep, Tom, start the timer. Combo draw missed. Two combo draws cooked. 5.5 big blinds with queen deuce off. We're going to mark that hand for review as well. I'm about 99% sure that's correct. The idea is that your opponent doesn't just always wake up with a hand to call you with, but it's a tall order these days. It's a lot to ask these days. You can't expect your opponent to just not wake up with a huge monster hand every time. Very tall order indeed. Hello, Dean. How you doing, buddy? It's all right. Welcome. Okay. We are doing slightly better today, Matt. Well, we're doing slightly better in chips, I should say. We're actually winning. We're winning some EV today. Just a little bit, mind you. Can we potentially rep the diamonds here? Probably not. Probably not that way. Trap deployed. Yeah, nice hand.
I put my last $10 in. This game's a game that I can't win. But if I fold, I'm in the win. I don't think it's right to ask you not to play. But if you fold your cards, that's okay. And if you win it,
I think I gotta push here. This is a little bit weird though. God damn it.
you don't have to tell me. Ooh, chips in the middle. It's a shame the world's so brittle, but all it takes is one more shuffle. All it takes is one more shuffle. Ooh, you're the dealer now. When you said
The 9 isn't very nice, but it's not that much of a scare card.
ooh, babe, your cards are all face down.
Based on the action, I think a lot of the 9x just bet flop. He ends up with 8-7 of diamonds. Cool.
If you fold your cards, that's okay.
Cool.
And if you win it, I hope it makes you happy. Ooh, and if you don't have to tell me. Ooh, chips in the middle. It's a shame the world's so brittle, but all it takes is one more shuffle. All it takes is one more shuffle.
How do they always have it, guys? I don't know I don't know what's going on anymore. I don't know what's going on anymore. It blows my mind that every time somebody's short stacked and they're all in, they have us beat. Every time we're short stacked, we're all in. Our opponents have us beat. We finally get it in good. We can't hold. Oh my god. We've been on a this year has been a real challenge in that department, guys. I really feel like we've been on the wrong end of the card distribution a lot, and it's made it very difficult to even have the chip EV that we currently have. We have a very, very, very modest chip EV right now, and I know that we're capable of doing so much better than this, but just feels like we're on the wrong end of it too much at the moment. Okay, 3x multiplier with 2 unknowns. We absolutely can do this. If our opponent has a 5 here, we are going to award them the pot. But we're going to try and get value on the turn. Not folding. Nice. I'm going to do a very unbalanced min raise here. Very, very unbalanced min raise. And let's take a flop. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is problematic. We can block her bet. That was in part a value bet. And in part an attempt to get some information from a player that will not bluff. If our opponent has a 10, they're going to win this pot. If they do not, we will crush it. Next game, please. All right, king and a queen. Let's go to Tesco. Let's go to Tesco. If they have a 5, they're going to win here. It's not right. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, now just not as cool. Just not as cool. And this one's going to be like this. Yeah, wish me luck, guys. Raise call is the spot. Straights. He's a good hand. I'll mark this one for review, but I'm 99% sure that that's correct. Big ISO call. And next game. Yeah, the big ISO call I think is standard. It's going to be, if it's not 8-6, it'll definitely be 8-7 suited, 8-9 suited. Which means the 8-6 suited probably still has very similar characteristics. What was the stack depth? It was 14, 13, 14. 13, 14 blinds. I have a plan. I have a plan, chat. I have a plan, chat. Let's go to Tesco gives me asshole flashbacks. Yeah, I'm with you, mate. I'm with you. Come on. Come on. It's more like that. Thank you very much. Yeah, Let's Go Tesco is a Brighton Classico there for sure. Brighton Classico for sure. Big blinds. 21 big blinds. I had a plan, Lawler. I had a plan. Interesting. I have a plan here as well. I have a plan here as well. I have a plan here as well. Queen high for the win. Oh, it's so annoying. So annoying. All right, so pretty bad run out. I'd love if he just had 10-4 of spades. 10-4 of clubs. Sensitive Tony says, one thing I learned at the casino yesterday was that it's way easier to win big pots live. These guys are open to raising 8.5 big blinds. Getting called in showdown with Jack 9 off is crazy. You can exploit that so easily. This is why live cash is so good, Tony. Just because, yeah, they're just insane. They just play extremely wide ranges. They're willing. They don't distinguish between big bets and small bets. And they're just hunters, mate. I think he has a 4. Must have a 4. We're going to try and value bet this river, guys. He's going to call us with a 4. It's going to be beautiful. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Sir, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I told you he had a 4. That's what he had. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Sorry, John. I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
Call it chance, call it fraud. I just move different when I'm this hot. I'm running like God.
I swore off of Vegas this year, but I might have to go bank the 8K more tourist bracelet. I mean, I think you should. By the way, Lawler, if you're going to be in Vegas, if you're thinking about it, I'm going to be in Vegas from the 26th of June till the 4th of July. If you want to hook up if you want to like meet up and actually just make out, let me know, because I'm down for that. Yeah, let's have a little conversation about this one, because this is, never mind. Let me go open the instant hand replayer again. This is the long way. What did I say, chat? What did I say? I'm value betting because he definitely has a 4, and I don't believe you. Nobody is going for a 1 big blind value bet on this river with a queen. And I have mad respect for the move, because he's identified that we're probably going for thin value with a queen or a king, possibly even a 6. I don't believe you. Sorry, John. I don't believe you. Okay, we got a couple more games to play and then some review to do. I might kick out the games a bit earlier today. It is my friend Kian's son, Aiden. He finished his exams today, and we want to go say a celebratory congratulations for that.
I say yeah, just one more spin. Put the rent down like an empty bottle of gin. Too late shirts, pocket kings get buried like dirt. I've been broke so long and it feels like work. Now I rake it in, chip by chip, slow and thin. Didn't come here just to almost win. I came to rake it in. Stack on stack to the ceiling. Feels like luck, feels like healing. I was counting pennies, counting sins. Now I rake it in. Rake it in. Guy on my left keeps talking big. Says he's due like it's some rig gig. I just nod, you can't mind for gold if you don't dig. Flop hits hard, my heart stays soft. Keep my eyes on the flop, don't talk. Learned a long time back, money talks. Bullshit walk, so I rake it in, chip by chip, slow and thin. Didn't come here just to almost win. I came to rake it in. Stack on stack to the ceiling. Feels like luck, feels like healing.
Sorry about that, guys. I muted you so I could have a little combo. Where's my actual microphone? There it is. Okay, cool.
You ask if it changed me, I shrug and say some. Bills get paid on time now, but the past still hums. Money's just a jacket, keeps you warm till spring. It don't fix everything, but it sure helps things. Yeah, I rake it in, chip by chip, slow and thin. Didn't come here just to almost win. I came to rake it in. Stack on stack.
My baby left me out to dry. Rake it in. Oh, rake it in. Rake it in.
said it was over, I knew I'd be back in the van, heading north on 87 with a deck of cards in my hand, and the words to a story about a girl I love that I would tell to the locals when I went out to play for their bucks. But I came home from out west with nothing, and I went back out east with nothing, and I've been
Okay, so
south with nothing, and I can't stay here for nothing. You know I've been dreaming of Wyoming, and I can hear all the pretty horses calling. I wanna be in Wyoming. I wanna hear all the pretty horses calling.
all right, guys, let's play one or two more, and then we'll start doing some study. We have quite a few hands to cover, most of which are just pre-flop quick ones, so it won't be that long. Lawler says, I beamed so hard this year, I forced myself to get a coach. Anytime you get a coach, it's good for you, man. Anytime. I mean, as long as the coach is decent, of course, but one of the biggest mistakes I made early in my career was not getting a coach. And as soon as I actually had a decent, competent one, life was a lot easier. And I learned so much faster. I had so much more intention. I was so much more focused. I felt very motivated to be a part of that sort of engagement. All right, let's play one more game after this. And then we'll take a look at our results for today, and we'll take a look at our hands for review. Yeah, King Jack is probably okay here. It's going to be pretty close. King Jack off, I think, is King Jack suited for sure. King Jack off might be close, but that's fine. You're not going to lose too much there. This guy's name is Oof Edibles. All right, one more game, $100. I think this could make or break our day today. Today we are down $125. No, $100, excuse me. I think that's with this bind. That might be wrong. Okay, let's go for it. Let's go crazy here. Okay, so we're down 125 bucks at the moment. If we win this game, it'll take us to minus 25, which is a bit of a miracle, all things considered. Because we're pretty far under EV today. I'm gonna start blasting here, guys. Blasting. The Jack is probably not a great card, but it's probably not the worst card either. They're going to have worse kings. They're going to have queens. They're going to have queens with straight draws. We're going to call a river bet. El Snapadino! El Snapdragon. Le Snapdragon. They call me the Snapdragon. Snapdragon. Oh my god, checking back deuces like a boss at 29 big blinds effective. Sure. Why the hell not? Oh. Come on, the deuces. Come on, the deuces. I will hero call Fear Rivers. I'm about to skyrocket my win rate to the moon by not calling rivers. From now on, I just fold every river. This is my new strategy. This is the new strat, guys. I'm just gonna fold all rivers. You skip to Brian Hastings. He's quite helpful. Absolutely. Come on, the straight draw. Give Nick a little bit of showdown today. Oh, please. Please. Just a little showdown. Not the bait card. I don't want the bait card. I want the real showdown. I don't want the bait card that we can never fold the turn now. I don't want this one. I want the real card. Please check. For Christ's sake. So tilt. Not the bait card. We don't want the Ocho. It's so bait. Just the simple straight is fine. That would have been totally acceptable. Literally a 10% ISO, and we run straight into a hand that has to shove. Cool. Story checks out. All right, bear with me, guys. I'm just marking some hands for review. Okay. Well, there we go. What was a very stellar session for us ends in tears. Extremely expensive couple hands there, including top set into a turn straight on a very dry board. Okay. So really quickly, guys. Let's take a look at some review. Okay, that's weird. Anyway, let's take a look at the review. Let's take a look at the graph for today. So we are absolutely murdering out here today. We actually won a lot of EV. The last game ended up costing us almost 1,000 chips in EV somehow. Yeah. Don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys is like the wisest words ever. I don't have this. I don't have the strength anymore, guys. I don't have what it takes anymore. We absolutely murdered this session, and the last game of the day cost us 1,000 chips in EV. Like, how exactly does that happen? Brutal. Okay, anyway, today was a good session for us. We actually ended up winning 31 chips per game, which is definitely profitable, but we need a lot more. We were at 60 a moment ago, and we ended up down 125 bucks. Not so good in the dollar front. Let's take a look at the hands for review. So, loads of really straightforward ones. We have an all-in here. Let's just get GTO Wizard out. In fact, before we do that, let's make sure we close PokerStars. So PokerStars is now closed, guys. We're about to go into our study session, which means we can open up some more advanced tools. So firing up GTO Wizard here for the first time today, and let's do some review. Now let's test. King Queen is a call. Okay, so pretty straightforward stuff there, guys. All in for 6, all in for 12. King Queen comes along, and we lose to the Ace Deuce, of course. 10-4 offsuit limp. So first of all, I want to check on whether or not we are supposed to ISO. I'm pretty sure we ISO all of our garbage hands at least a small percentage of the time. I am randomizing, by the way, so I would have rolled like 10% here or something. Once we arrive here, bet, check, and the river they shove, and I think we have to call, but we'll take a look. Let's take a look at the solve here. The most important part for me in this solve is is the ISO a thing, you know, basically. So on the turn, they want us to continue betting when we hit the 4. This actually makes a lot more sense. So sorry, first of all, pre-flop is a thing. It's a small percentage of the time we do it. We do it 13% of the time. Fine, I randomized to 10. This is cool. On the flop, we always continuation bet small. This is fine. On the turn, betting 1 is actually way better. I actually much prefer this line. Once we arrive on the river, they want us to fold, and that's fine. This was a little bit more in play, in flow than anything else. But the pre-flop is what I was looking at there. Somebody asked, do we shove 9-7 off for 1.6? I'm pretty sure we do, but there's one easy way to find out. Okay, no. Let's take a look at the preflop here. So for 1.9 big blinds, okay, so we probably lose almost nothing, but we can take a look. Yeah, we lose next to nothing with the jam, so it's not that consequential, but theoretically we want to be 1 pip higher. Okay, good to know. Thank you for pointing that out, whoever that was, I forgot. Okay, this one actually might be a jam. We're at 5 big blinds effective. It's definitely 8-10 suited, definitely 9-10 suited, definitely Jack-10 suited. But I might have missed a jam here with the 10-7 suited for 5. Yeah, cool. As expected, I thought we ran out of time bank, but I think I was going to make the move. Yeah, 10-7's in there. Cool, good mark. 5-3 suited all in here for 8.5. Sorry, excuse me, for 6.5. Our opponent is shorter stacked. I'm almost positive that this is a GTO jam. It is. We just look like a fucking moron whenever they wake up with a hand here. Our opponent's all in for 4 big blinds. Like I said, I'm almost positive 9-5 suited has to be a call here against the reg. Even against the unknowns and these faster multipliers, I don't think we can miss these spots. Yep, okay. Queen deuce all in for 5.5 big blinds. Again, I just don't see how this is a mistake, but because we're running as bad as we are, I'm second guessing everything that we do to try and work out how we're losing so many chips. Yes, we are doing this all correctly. The cool thing about these is almost all these are going to be like snap easy print. So we went for a large ISO here. Our opponent jams and we call. So this will be part of our advanced strategy from the NickWalshTV chart pack that also is included in the GTO Wizard solve. They have the dynamic sizings included. Yeah, okay, cool. So the reason it's a single tick is because the big ISO is going to be a split. But like I said, if it's 8-7 suited or 8-9 suited, it's going to be like 100% big ISO. Yeah. See, 1, 2, 3, and then the 8-6 suited is a mix. But we are doing the right thing here. Good stuff. 5 deuce offsuit. So we check. We arrive here. Our opponent bets. So this is an interesting one I want to do a lot more work on in general. This is more of a post-flop spot. What I am discovering, or what I'm starting to hypothesize, is that in the fastest multiplier spinning goes that we play, the future game is like way more important than the in-game. So let's just do a quick scan on this one, because I'm pretty sure that we're never folding bottom pair ever. However, I do want to actually look at what the comparative EV is, because this does not strike me as a high value proposition. And in a pool of players that are extremely good and they play very well, and we're not going to play as well on turns and rivers, if this is a close to break even call on the flop, I'm honestly going to consider taking out some of these calls in the fastest multipliers, right? Otherwise, we're going to play good poker. We're going to play solid strategy. It's just like the number of games that we encounter where we the number of games that we encounter where, and this isn't a complaint, guys, this is actually like a legitimate strategy conversation. The number of sessions where we find ourselves just flatlining chips, you know, pursuing what might be these small edge spots that we're usually going to get outplayed on, like more often than not. Like, you know, we're not folding here because we're scared that they have a jack or a six. We're scared of additional aggression. But my hypothesizing so far to do with the speed at which we play certain positions and changing those ranges to be more push fold and stuff like that has so far proven a lot of has shown a lot of, you know, paying dividends. A lot of these situations, I'm starting to believe that, let's say we call this hand and we end up taking it through the streets and we get to shut them with a 5 and we win. By the time this hand is concluded in a 2x or a 3x multiplier, we basically have half the value of our stack in big blinds. And ultimately, we're playing for chips. So it doesn't really matter that much in the sense that we still hold the same number of chips than we did before. But I do think that playing deeper stack does give us a greater edge against all opponents. But let's take a look at the actual solve. Hello, Smeeble. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you, mate. How are the tables? Tables are rough. Okay, so actually, straight up, this is a fold. Now, this is probably a spot where we are making considerable errors in that case, right? So if we arrive on the flop with bottom pair, and we should be folding bottom pair, so this is third pair. So the weakest parts of our third pairs are coming out. And that makes a lot of sense right here, because if we have a pair of 5s with no additional equity, like the 8-5 off has additional equity, the 9-5 off does, obviously, the 10-5 does. And those are hands that just have better kickers. So there is actually a section of these pairs that we are supposed to be folding. We ended up with specifically 5 deuce without a diamond. So if we look at 5 deuce offsuit over here, having a diamond obviously really beneficial for obvious reasons. But there's a lot of folding happening without the diamond, isn't there, all of a sudden, right? Same with the 5 deuce suited. Backdoor hearts, yes. Backdoor clubs and spades are a no. So we are actually folding. We are actually folding some of our bottom pairs here, which is not something that we were doing previously. So our instincts seem to be accurate here, but in addition to that, I wonder how frequently. Yeah, okay, there's more work to be done here, but this is actually very, very good to see, because that is very unexpected, but also intuitively, clearly something that we feel strongly that we should be doing, which is good that we seem to be getting there anyway. Okay, so this is an interesting one, guys. We are going to shove 5-4 suited versus limp here. I'm almost positive that this is fine, but there is a cutoff. So like the 8-7 suited, 8-9 suited are the big ISOs. Let's take a look. Yeah, okay, cool. So if we look at the actual range here, you can see that we are going to be jamming these. And then, as I said, as we start to get up to here, it's the big ISO or normal raises, right? So we've got this 3.5x raise that we do with all these combos. Once we take this up to 11, however, you will see that we have more of those jams included. So more of these all-ins. And then the deeper we go, the more prevalent they become. So at 13, for example, we have a lot more of this. And then at 15, it's a much more effective jam because we're shoving many more big blinds. Once we go up to 18, yeah, okay, cool. Story checks out. Versus limp, we are going to be jamming those kinds of combinations. So this is accurate, but we are aware of the fact that we are large ISOing a lot of the suited connectors that we play here. Min raise call, we flop here. Okay, so this is the hand that we just played. This was a very expensive hand that we just played. So our opponent bets the flop. I don't see any real value in check raising in spots like this. This is a min raise pot. Our opponent should have a stronger range. we're not really representing much if we check raise here. If we have ace 9 or ace 6 or pocket 9s or pocket 6s, we won't have those hands, but you know what I'm saying, 9-6 suited, for example, we're going to allow them to blast off more often than not. Can we confirm that in a minute? Yes, maybe. We'll take a look. So we play it like this. Once we hit the 8, I don't see how we could ever fold. We now have showdown and we have an additional way to improve, and then we get shoved on. I think we're playing this hand correctly. On paper, we just look like the biggest whale in the universe, apparently, because it cost us all of the chips from our profit for this session, but let's take a look. Maybe there's a chance we're supposed to check shove the turn or something. Yeah, okay, so on the river, there is a conversation about whether or not we should be calling here. Okay, fair enough. But, you know, it's close, obviously, that's the idea. In actual fact, one second, if we go, let's go back to this one really quick. Sorry, this was the spot where we called with bottom pair. What I would like to see is strategy plus EV, because we didn't answer the question that we set ourselves, right? So third pair. Yeah, so ultimately, yeah, okay. Yeah, so the story kind of checks out, right? We do not want to be giving up third pair often, but when it gets very desperate, we're okay to do it at the stack depth anyway. Okay, cool. So story checks out. So in this situation, there's an argument that we should potentially be calling down with an 8, which I think is close. I mean, they obviously think it's close as well. So things that we want to be looking at here. Once we face a bet on the turn and we end up with 8-7 off, yeah, we're doing nothing but calling. 9-7 might actually be doing some raising here. Some jamming. That's an interesting line as well. Obviously, that makes more sense. Okay, cool. So essentially, yes, we're just playing our hand this way, but on the river, we should consider calling. Against real people, how close is that call is the question. So there's an all-in, and now we're here. So there's something to do with the suits here to a certain degree. We have 8 of diamonds, 7 of hearts. I'm not seeing too much rhyme or reason to it, to be honest, but I could be wrong. If you guys can spot it, let me know. But yeah, just kind of is what it is. Fine. And then pocket 9s. I don't know why I marked this hand, but this cost us a fuckload of chips. How many actual chips was that? 520 chips in cold blood. Okay. Well, just for the sake of it, we might discover something completely insane. Let's give it a go. Yeah, just double ticks all the way down. Right, anyway, there we go. That's all the hands for review for today. Again, a whole bunch of confirmation that we're doing a lot right, but we're just getting absolutely devastated regardless. I guess just a reminder that we are looking at the long term as usual. Let's remember that in the long term, we are definitely making something a reality. Let's clean this up a little bit. There we go. We have made great strides in our game, guys. We are definitely playing a much better game than we have in the past. For some reason this year, over the 2,500 games that we've played so far, we have been really, really struggling with I mean, look, our showdown is absolutely in the bin. I've never had a blue line that looked this bad ever. I mean, if we go back and filter for here, so this was since, this is all the games since the merge. This is since we started playing primarily Flash. And we filter out that. Our blue line went from significantly winning to complete flat line over the course of 70, 80, 10, 20, that's 30,000 hands. We've basically had a break-even blue line. This is like completely unheard of. And if we look at what happened between here and here, right, like, you know, our actual red line has improved massively too. So we went from having a slightly losing red line and a consistently winning blue line to a slightly winning red line and a completely flat line blue line. And I think that says a lot about the card distribution. It just absolutely has to. There's no chance that we have overnight become a red line warrior and lost all ability to win at Showdown. So for that reason, you know, I just think we're definitely kind of in the doldrums. And at some point we're going to have a big upswing and we're going to be like, this is so easy. Like, why do we ever doubt ourselves? But in the meantime, it's going to be lame and it's boring and it's annoying, but I'm going to sign off for now. Tomorrow, guys, I'm heading up to London. I'm going to go see Carrie Jane at the Hippodrome. I'm going up primarily to go see Carrie Jane and Strag, but I imagine they will probably rope me into doing some commentary as well for the Hippo. But if you guys want to follow along, I'll do some posts on the Instagram, keep you guys updated about what happens on the cash tables up there. And that's my plan. So I'll see you guys probably on Monday. If not, I'll see you on Tuesday. There are a couple big things coming up that we'll tell you about very shortly. But until then, signing off for now. Love you guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Ciao for now.